How's it going, guys? I'm Mike Dwyer from the Bunker Recordings and BetterMixes.com, and today we're going to talk about how to wrap a cable. I know that might not sound like the most exciting topic, but it is pretty important. So the technique I'm going to be talking about today is typically referred to as the over-under technique, and it's definitely the best way to wrap your cables. So if you're currently just wrapping them, in a loop like this, or definitely if you're wrapping it around your elbow like this, then this video is for you. Okay, so first off, why should you care? Why do you need to wrap your cables a certain way? Well, the first and the biggest reason is to save you money. Cables are fairly expensive, especially when you need to buy a ton of them, and they're definitely not the most fun thing to buy. So if you can just buy them once and be done with it, that's great. When you incorrectly wrap your cables, especially if you're doing the around the elbow technique, it puts a lot of strain on the cable and they're not going to last you as long. And beyond just saving you money, dealing with broken cables is just a huge pain in the butt. When something's not working during a session or during a live gig or whatever, and you have to run around and there's 100 things that could be the problem, and turns out it's just a stupid cable, that's really frustrating. So if we can avoid that, it's good. Then another benefit of wrapping your cables correctly is you're not likely to get any knots. Nothing drives me crazier than when I go to a studio and I need to go grab a cable and it's just a giant rat's nest of cables. They're all tangled together and it's a giant mess and you can't just grab one, they all come out. Or if you do have one, you have to spend like 2 or 3 minutes taking all the knots out of it. It's just a huge waste of time. And finally, wrapping your cables correctly will help your cable run stay neat and tidy. When you wrap your cables incorrectly, a lot of the time they can develop a memory, which is when the cable always wants to turn one certain way. And you've probably experienced this when you're trying to run your cable out to a microphone or whatever, and it just does not want to go in a straight line. It wants to curve off to the side, or it's all twisted and tangly, and it's just really annoying. So by using this technique, your cables won't develop a memory, and when you go to run them out to a microphone, they'll be happy to go nice and straight. Alright, so now let's take a look at how to do it. Okay, so we're going to try this sort of point of view angle here, so you can see it how you would see it while you're wrapping the cable. So I'm using a guitar cable here, but it's exactly the same with an XLR, MIDI cable, absolutely anything. So the first step is in my left hand here, I am going to hold the cable and I've got the end of it pointed towards me. It doesn't really matter which way you hold it, you could have it pointed away as well, but I just find it easier pointed towards me. So then with my other hand, I'm just going to take a short length of cable, and the key to this technique is all in the twisting motion of your right hand. So we're going to twist the cable or kind of roll it in between our fingers. If you can see that, we're just rolling it. But for the first loop, we're going to twist it in a clockwise direction. So again, we're just going to grab our length and then we're going to twist it clockwise while bringing it towards our other hand. And you can see that just made a nice little loop. So one more time, grab it. We're going to twist clockwise while bringing it towards our other hand. And we're just going to drop that off in our hand and grab another length. So that is the over part of the over-under. For the second half of this, it's almost the exact same thing, but instead of twisting clockwise as we bring it towards our other hand, we're going to twist it counterclockwise. And as you can see, as we do that, the cable sort of ends up, hold on, let me see if I can get a good angle on that, sort of ends up over our hand. So our hand is under the cable, hence the under in over-under. So one more time on that. We're going to twist it counterclockwise while bringing it towards our other hand. And the cable's going to go over our hand like that. And we're just going to drop it off. And there we go. And from there, you just repeat. You go back to the first one. So again, grab a length of cable. And we're going to this time twist clockwise. And it gives us a nice loop. Grab another length. Counterclockwise. And again, it does that reverse loop where the cable's over our hand. And again, clockwise, and that's the end of our cable. So now we've got this nice, neatly wrapped cable that's never going to tangle, that's never going to give us any trouble, and will last a long time. So let's just take one more look at that. So again, cable facing you in your left hand. You're going to take your right hand, get some length of it, and then roll it or twist it clockwise, and bring it over. Grab another length, roll it or twist it counterclockwise, bring it over. And repeat. Clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, and this won't be a full loop, but it would be counterclockwise if we had more cable. And that's it. So there you have it. It takes a tiny bit of practice to get used to it, But once you get the hang of it, it really clicks and it becomes second nature. So I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. And head on over to bettermixes.com to grab a free copy of my Ultimate EQ cheat sheet.